So Tyson Fury's next opponent has finally been announced. He will take on Francesco Pianetta on August 18th at Windsor Park in Belfast on the Frampton Undercard. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Pianetta, he is an Italian heavyweight based in Germany. He did fight Vladimir Klitschko for the heavyweight title several years ago. If we look at his record here, Pianetta, he's 35-4-1. So he's had 40 fights, 21 KOs. He's 6'5". He's a southpaw, 33 years old. As I say, Italian based in Germany. The 4 losses that he's had in his career were to Klitschko, and there's no shame in that. For the heavyweight title, he lost in 6 rounds. But this is where it starts getting disturbing. After the Klitschko fight, he lost to Ruslan Chagayev in 1 round back in 2015. And that was a way over the hill Chagayev, who was very overweight. I remember watching that fight. Then it gets even worse. Last year, he fought Kevin Johnson. Now, we all know Kevin Johnson is totally washed up at this point. Kevin Johnson is a journeyman at this point. Kevin Johnson actually stopped Pianetta last year in 7 rounds. If Kevin Johnson today's version of Kevin Johnson is stopping you in 7 rounds, boy oh boy, you must be terrible. Then he was stopped by Petar Milas. Now, I don't know who this Petar Milas guy is. Never seen this guy before. Okay, he's an unbeaten Croatian heavyweight, 22 years old, 6'4.5", 12-0, 9 KOs. Never seen him, never heard of him. Might be good, I don't know. But still, that's Pianetta's most recent loss. So, going on his recent form, you would not really expect Pianetta to do very well against Tyson Fury. But one thing I will say is that Pianetta is a step up from Sefer Seferi. I know that's not saying much, but it actually puts into perspective how bad Seferi is and was. The fact that Pianetta is a step up from him. Somebody a few weeks ago pulled me up when I said that Tom Little was a step up for Daniel Dubois. They said, I'm not sure about that. I think Tom Little's garbage. He lost to Dorian Darch, and, you know, Daniel Dubois did a job on Dorian Darch, so I think this guy is no better than Darch, or worse than Darch, because he lost to Darch. And I did reply to the person and said, well, I think Tom Little's improved since the loss to Darch, and the loss to Darch was several years ago. And I'm not saying Tom Little is a good fighter. I'm just saying that I think he's going to offer more resistance for Daniel Dubois than anybody else Dubois has fought so far. And indeed he did. You know, we all saw that. He did offer him more resistance. Even more resistance than Dorian Darch showed against Dubois. And I'm expecting the same thing against Pianetta. I think he'll show a bit more resistance than Sefer Seferi did. Sefer Seferi really didn't try and fight. He just moved around the ring, and it was all a bit silly. It wasn't really a serious fight. It was kind of like an exhibition or something. I think Pianetta will actually, I'm not saying he's going to come to win, but I think he'll offer a little more resistance, even if the fight don't go long, even if it only goes 2-3 rounds. Within that 2-3 rounds, I'm expecting it to look more like a serious fight than the Sefer Seferi fight was. And the fact that he's so tall, Pianetta is 6'5", so he's not a short man himself. That visual will look better than the Seferi visual. Against Seferi, Tyson Fury, who's like at least 6'8", well, at least 6'7", 6'8", he was fighting a guy in Seferi who was no better than 6 feet tall. So there was a massive disparity in height, and it just looked bad. Whereas against Pianetta, Pianetta is a big man himself. So Fury will be taller, but he'll look like he's in there with someone, you know, to a casual fan, he'll look like Fury's in there with someone who can actually do him some damage because he's big. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Tyson Fury's second comeback opponent, Francesco Pianetta. As I say, I'm not saying Pianetta's a good fighter. I'm not expecting, definitely not expecting Pianetta to win. All I'm saying is, Pianetta is a step up from Sefer Seferi. And if you look at what he's done in the past, he has the potential to offer more resistance than Seferi did. I don't think there'll be so much clowning around and stuff like that. I think it will look more like a serious fight. Even if it only goes 3-4 rounds, it will look more serious. And has Tyson Fury ever fought a southpaw before? I can't remember. This might be the first southpaw he's faced. Not that it really matters at heavyweight, because there are not really any southpaw heavyweights around. Oh yeah, he fought Joey Abel, who was a southpaw. Yeah, I remember that. He did fight a southpaw before. But at the top level, at heavyweight, you don't really have southpaws like that anymore. Any more southpaws? No other southpaws that I can remember on Tyson Fury's record. No. Alright, so let me know what you guys think of this fight in the comment section below. Tyson Fury versus Francesco Pianeta. Do you find this an acceptable fight for a second comeback fight, or would you have liked to seen him in there with somebody more resilient? Maybe you would have liked to have seen him fought a Kevin Johnson in the rematch. He's fought Kevin Johnson before, right? But then again, from a marketing point of view, people might not have accepted that. Oh, you've already fought that guy years ago and beat him. So, yeah. Let me know how you feel, people. What's happening? I'm out.